And I could make it. You know what? I could I could almost take that as a writing challenge. I could make a musical episode work. But I wouldn't be I would not be fucking around with any stupid, like, it wouldn't be some stupid subspace alien doing it. How would you do a musical episode of Star Trek? I got it. Okay. So let's say my arm's being twisted. I'm contractually obligated to write a musical episode of Star Trek. Fuck this, I hate my life. Okay. How do I do this? I'm going to go to another writer, and I'm going to ask to plant a seed early in the season. I'm going to ask if they have any episodes that are coming in under runtime, because I want to add a B-plot. Like, do you have an episode in need of a B-plot? Because I want to do something that'll lay some groundwork so that my episode's not just a complete trash fire. I'm going to have one of the more morally upstanding characters get blackmailed or extorted, or someone they care about is threatened, and they're going to do something, right? They're going to do something. It's very much a situation like, if you ever watched Babylon 5, who are you in the dark when no one's watching, right? What does this character do when they think no one is ever going to know what they do here about this situation, right? So I'm going to have them do something, not evil, but dark, to resolve the situation. You know, very much a kind of, like, in the pale moonlight sort of scenario, where it's a very personal... there are very personal stakes involved, and they do something, and they think that that's the end of it. Skip forward later in the season. I'm going to take one of the characters, probably one of the younger members of the cast, one of the more creatively inclined characters on the show, hopefully. And I'm going to spend basically the entire episode from their point of view. This whole episode is going to be about this character, their history with, and their perception of the other characters on the show. Up to and including our character who did the dark deed earlier in the season, who is going to be someone who is otherwise incredibly morally upstanding, that is someone this character really looks up to. Maybe even has on a bit of a pedestal. So, the characters are not literally breaking into song, right? The songs are daydreams. The songs reveal to us what this character's inner monologue is with regards to their shipmates, right? It reveals to us what they really think about them, and how what they really think about their interactions with each other. And so this character is going to have some of these might be funny, others might be some really cutting observations about the other characters. Like, some of these characters, we might have, a situation where two of these characters may be constantly on each other's nerves, but maybe sort of just gritting their teeth and being professional with one another. But then we go to our focus character's point of view, and the scene turns into just a fucking diss track between the two. But yeah, these are inner monologues. These are daydreams. These are her, he or she sitting in the corner of the room watching these characters interact, and this is how they perceive these characters towards one another. And there is, throughout the majority of the episode, there is a sense of something going on with our compromised, morally upright character. But there's no thread of the week that our focus character is perceiving, right? The thread of the week is happening, but it's out of focus. We don't know what it is yet. But this one character is acting. Maybe we're at port, right? And we some shore leave going on, and some of these characters are sort of letting their guard down around each other a little bit more, because everybody's relaxing, and so we get some insight into them through that. like through this character. But our morally upright character starts acting stranger and stranger over the course of the episode. There's a threat, but we don't know about it yet. It turns out the threat at the end of the episode is they're under investigation. There's evidence of wrongdoing has been discovered, and at the end of the episode, we see the affair that happened from the point of view of maybe it's a witness, maybe it's surveillance footage, it's something that is incredibly damning. It doesn't give us the full context, it just gives us the act, right? It gives us the act that this character performed to try and remedy this situation, the dark deed. And with no context, they are hauled off in irons. And this character who we've been following, who is, like, idolized them, has that pedestal. Like, we watch this character, and we sympathize with this character who has this pedestal brutally knocked over and doesn't know what to do. That's where I would cut off the episode right there. And then remedy, like, they'll have the next episode would basically just be like a legal drama, essentially, like getting to the bottom of the situation, the extenuating circumstances of it all, you know, like the investigation. Maybe someone in the investigation, maybe the reason there's footage is because somebody who's part of the investigation was in on what was happening to our otherwise morally upstanding character that forced them to do this dark act to try and stop it or prevent some harm from coming to someone they care about. You know, then we have like the whole investigation episode, like after that, and the legal drama. But the relationship. But the relationship, particularly with our point of view character in the who sort of like daydreams and visualizes the crew through this lens in the previous episode, that relationship is never quite the same again. That relationship has changed. It's tainted by the knowledge of what by this person's knowledge of what even someone they consider to be the most morally upright of them, even the best of us, is capable of when our backs are really put against the wall. That's how I would do it. That's how you do a fucking musical episode. And that's how you make it mean something. That is not what this fucking show did. That is not what Strange New Worlds did at all.